Hello, this video is going to be on making assignments and getting them out to students using Google Classroom. The first thing you'll want to do, of course, is to make sure you are in Google Classroom. So you click your little waffle, and then you are going to go ahead and head to your classroom. The next thing that you'll want to make sure that you do is open the class. So now you are going to be taken automatically to your stream page. The stream page, as I said in an earlier video, is like a stream of consciousness. So this is going to be not actually as helpful as you would think it is. So you are going to go ahead and go to the classwork tab. Once you are on the classroom tab, you are going to hit this handy dandy little create icon. There are lots of options here. For now, we are only going to click the top option, which is assignment. This is what most of you will be using. So you are going to have your title here. So let's say week 2 or labs or whatever you want to call it. In the instructions box, this is really limited. I have found also that kids tend not to read this very thoroughly. So typically what I will do is something very simple. So say watch video, fill out sheet. There's really no formatting options using the instruction box. So you can't bold, you can't underline, things like that. You can add some little dashes if you want though, and sometimes that makes it feel like they're bullet points. Once you have done that, you will now need to actually add your assignment. I really advise just using this add button. I would advise not using the create button. When we use the add button, that means that we are taking our template from something that already exists. If you do create, that means you will have to recreate everything for every class. So you're going to want to make a template using a shared drive or something, and then you can add it to this. So I'm just going to show you, pause quick and show you where the templates are on my computer. So in this folder, remember that we talked before about using shared drives as an awesome collaboration tool. So you're going to want to be in your shared drive so you can, share things with people. And then you'll see here I have, this is just my lab template folder, but that my template is formatted by using a series of tables. And these tables, I will have questions or prompts on one side, and then the kids fill in the answers, or they can insert pictures, graphs, all kinds of stuff on the right side. This workflow is pretty great. Kids usually finish everything. I think this is going to be really great for self-directed learning that we are all faced with right now. You can also add little links to YouTube videos in here so they know exactly what they're supposed to do and when they're supposed to do it. So we will go back to our classwork tab. So to add that template, all I'm going to do is click Add Google Drive. And then again, I am going to go to my shared drive because I am sharing my data with people. And then you just go and find it. So you are going to organize this obviously however you see fit. All right, so here we are. Right now, let's pretend I want to also have them maybe watch a video with this. So you can link directly to YouTube. Evolution of corn. So you can just search for your video. Something will come up if the internet isn't too slow. So maybe I want them to learn about evolution of corn. So now they have the video that they're supposed to watch, and then they have the sheet that they are supposed to fill out. This is important. Right now, this is only students can view file. You need to change this to make a copy for each student. What this does is it sends it or pushes it out to all of our individual students and makes sure that they actually get this assignment. If you have view only, and sometimes maybe you want that, this means they would only be able to look at the file. They cannot do anything to it. If you have edit file, that means that on my handy dandy master that I would now have 140 students that could just type random things in this. You don't want that usually. So most of the time, you are going to make a copy for each student. That is the best way. On the top here, you'll see that you can assign this to more than one class at a time. You can also choose which students things go out to. For your points, probably at this point, you are going to want to keep the point values low. I think I've kind of decided that I'm going to do a 1 or a 0 after talking to a few folks. So 1 means you did your work for the week, because remember, we're all on that pass-fail system now at ECSD, and a 0 is, you didn't do your work, aka you don't get your attendance for the week. You can have a due date. So let's say I want this due on Friday. If you are wanting to, you can put in a time. I wouldn't. You can just have it due on Friday and Google will remind them to turn it in and stuff. Under my topic, let's say I want this to be week 2. And then I can go ahead and choose either to assign, or I can schedule it for later. If you are going to be working with a colleague or a special educator who you would like to check this before posting, you can also save as a draft. So that's what I'm going to do right now, save that as a draft. It does take a second to push out. In the past few days, Google has really slowed down. I'm assuming because everyone's going online, so just be patient with that. And then we will see that our draft has shown up. If you want to edit it again, you just go here and click edit. If you want to look at the assignment, you click on the header, and then you can kind of check it out. Let's say there's an assignment that I already had. That I had set out already. So this one is due April 4th. So that means that this is not a draft. It would have been sent out to students. So if you click on your header, you can click View Assignment. And then eventually this will turn into all of your students, and it will show grades and all that sort of stuff, or show the assignments, and then you'll be able to grade them. If you need to look at the instructions, you can go back to your instructions tab, and again, you can edit or change things. A really important thing to note is once you have pushed out the assignment, it's easy to add things or delete things, but it is not easy to change file access. So what I mean by that is with our master doc, with our draft, if I had already sent this out to students, I would not be able to change this to view a file. I would not be able to, well, I can change it to view a file. I can't change it to make a copy if I accidentally pushed view file first. I would have to delete the entire assignment and then recreate it. This isn't the end of the world. I do it occasionally. It's easy to push the wrong button because the default is view file. However, then you just delete the whole thing and you just make it again. So really not a huge deal in the grand scheme of things. So this is how you create a basic assignment. I will be going through in the coming days through each of the kind of individual types of assignments so that you can get an idea of what you would like to do in your classroom. I encourage you just to kind of mess around with these things. Remember, you're not going to be perfect at this. No one expects you to be. So just make sure to get some stuff out there and get prepping. If in doubt, I would spend time on making your assignment templates rather than dinking around on the Google Classroom stuff, because the templates, this is what is going to help you to really prepare for your classes. So I would make your curriculum, get things kind of ready, what you want to do, and then you can move on and get set up with Google Classroom once you have some ideas. All right, thanks for sharing or coming or whatever. Toodles.